back, and we're here with Devra Schwartz, the Vice President of Operations for LA Homeland Security Advisory Council.
Which is part of the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, so why don't you just explain what that is before we get into our questions.
The Homeland Security Advisory Council is a nonprofit. We're located in LA, and our prime mission is to serve the greater Los Angeles community, to bring people together through training, technology, networking, so that we can enhance the capabilities of our region when it comes to crisis management.
Nice. I think it's cool. So as you may recall, Devra just gave a VERGE talk on stage about the SALUS tool, which is using GIS technology for crisis management. So I think first, one of the things is I want you to tell some stories, but we only have like a few minutes, unfortunately. I think the main thing is making sure that our audience understands that it's free, right?
That's right. I used to work in big city government, and so I know one of the biggest obstacles is the procurement process. And when it comes to technology, by the time you've written that RFP and gone out to bid, you're stuck with old technology. So by providing SALUS for free to all of the government agencies in our region, we're eliminating that process so they can get immediate access, and we can continue to evolve the tool as technology should be evolving, and they can have access to it without having to fork over more money.
So tell us an example, like a recent example of where an agency in the county of Los Angeles was able to kind of make different decisions using the SALUS tool, and then also if there's any effort to try to be more regional or maybe, kind of multi-geographic.
Sure. Well, actually, just yesterday we had a pretty big brush fire in Los Angeles, the Portola fire. And as I was sitting in the back, my phone started to buzz, and somebody texted me a photo of a map with a person's finger pointing to the location of the fire. And they said, this is what's being passed around. So, quickly, I guess, reaching out to my trailblazers, those who are really excited about technology and using SALUS, we were able to get a lot more people on it at the command post, the fire department, to utilize it, the emergency management department, and also recreation and parks. Now, people think recreation and parks, like, what do they have to do with all of this? In LA, by city ad code, they are actually responsible for all of the mass care in the city for sheltering, feeding, evacuation centers, and things like that. So they use SALUS so that they can make spatial decisions and identify which shelters they should activate. In terms of proximity to the incident, they use the median income and the census data to identify how many people they expect to come to their shelters. And that was all happening yesterday while this great event was going on.
Wait, has it ever gotten information wrong?
That's a really good question. And I'll say, when people ask me, like, what's one of the biggest obstacles that you face, because we've removed this procurement process issue. And one of the biggest obstacles we face are people who are just focused on the 100% solution. They don't want to use data unless they know it's 100% accurate. In our response, in the crisis management arena, it's better to start with 80% than 0%. Yeah. Way easier to get to 100 from 80.
Right.
So to go into it and know that your data might not be perfect, but it's better than our hunch or our gut.
So we have a global audience, and just curious, how can they learn to leverage what you've learned from all of this work?
Gosh, that's a great question, and it's been quite a learning experience for me. We have worked very closely with our partners at Esri, so all of our technology is based on Esri technology. They have a really fabulous team, staff who can help them envision what's possible, because I'm sure, like me, a lot of them don't even know where to start when it comes to GIS.
So if there are cities or other governments watching, what's your advice to them in terms of leveraging maybe what you've done or maybe building their own thing?
So I'd say one of the most important things is to find out what's already going on around you. There are a lot of agencies that are working in a vacuum, and if you can pull your efforts together and your resources together, you can accomplish a lot more. I'm always happy to talk to folks. I had a very in-depth conversation with an organization in Canada who's embarking on a similar process. So we are not in the business of making money. As our CEO says, we're in the business of helping people save lives. So whatever we can do to sort of help spread the gospel, we're happy to be a resource.
Cool. Well, that's really awesome, and we're really excited to feature your solution here and hope that those who are watching or others in the audience are able to glean from your insights and your learnings. So thanks for being here, Devra.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Devra.
So stick around right now. We're not going to go to commercial. We're going to go straight to main stage. Stay tuned.